Hi, guys. Welcome to Own Your Essence, the podcast where healing meets empowerment. I'm your host, April DeMille, a psychic medium and a life coach specializing in grief, trauma, and toxic relationship recovery. This is a space for deep conversations, powerful transformations, and raw healing. Each week, we'll dive into soul-centered topics like psychic mediumship, the supernatural, metaphysical wisdom, emotional grief, addiction, mental health, spiritual wellness, and self-discovery. Through inspiring interviews and personal insights, this podcast is here to spread awareness, spark connection, and support your healing journey. If you're ready to set boundaries, reclaim your confidence, and step into your true power, you're in the right place. Let's own your essence together. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Own Your Essence podcast, where we get to have deep transformational conversations with some of our favorite people. I am your host, April DeMille, and for those of you seeking intuitive insight, I provide private psychic medium readings. These sessions are designed to bring clarity and direction across areas like money, career, relationships, family dynamics, spiritual evolution, and emotional well-being. If you are ready for a deeper, more personalized support, I offer private one-on-one coaching for those navigating grief, trauma, and the complexities of toxic relationship recovery. You can schedule a discovery call using the links provided to ensure it is a comfortable fit. You'll find all the booking links in the show notes for every single podcast. As always, thanks for tuning in, and enough of that. Okay, so today we are going to be speaking to Bracha Goetz, and she is the author of 45 children's books. So let's see how amazing this woman is. Hi, Bracha. Thank you again for being here, and thank you for waiting while I went through that.
My pleasure.
So, Bracha, you have quite the feat with 45 children's books. Wow.
Yeah, thank God. I love
Yeah.
writing children's books.
Yeah, I can't tell what gave it away. Yeah, no, that's great. So, from Harvard to writing books about deeper inner fulfillment, how did that pivot happen?
Yeah, well, if you understand something in the deepest way possible, I'm sure you'll get this. Then you love explaining it as simply as possible. That's what I love to do, to explain the deepest concepts in life on a level that even a child can understand, even the youngest children can understand. Like when you think about it, like Einstein's theories, they're the deepest stuff, but he gets it down to the simplest equation.
Mhm.
That's that's what I love to do. It's exactly the name of your show. I like to get things to their essence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And then you get to deliver that message in a way that uh, people can grasp the concept and understand.
exactly. And joyfully, because
Yeah.
if you get the message joyfully, it goes in more readily.
Yeah. Like it's easier to absorb instead of like feeling resistance in your body.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. So you wrote a memoir called Nourish the Soul and Filling the Emptiness within, right? So
Yes.
you're talking about filling the emptiness and filling the void. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have that. Yes.
It's
Awesome.
it's like it's the only book I wrote that's not a children's book
Okay.
because I didn't really write it. I compiled it. I I I took my diary entries that and then it became a journal when I got older. I called it a journal and letters that I wrote home. I filled in the missing pieces and it tells the story of my journey, my search to fill the inner emptiness and then when I finally filled it, the healing process. So it goes from age 12 to 32. It's 20 years time. It's like a psychological documentary.
Oh,
It
wow.
just
Okay.
it takes you, you experience it with me through the actual entries, and when I discovered the old diaries, that's when I was able to see the thread that connected my whole life together.
Yeah.
Then I understood the years of suffering, the years of deep pain, of of not knowing how to fill the emptiness, and then finally discovering how to fill it. And then the rest of my life ever since is really sharing that message.
Yeah. So if you don't mind, are you able to talk about like the raw, messy part of what the void looked like for you? Not like a polished version, but like how it was showing up for you.
Yeah. And, when people see me today, they go, how could you write this? Like, it's embarrassing to discuss how low you can get, but I feel if you don't show how low your life could go, then you can't appreciate how high it can get. I have to
Yeah.
show these lows.
Yeah.
My The symptoms that I had that expressed the emptiness were food addictions, eating disordered behavior. So nothing could ever fill me up. It
Yeah.
was never enough. Um, and the binges, the overeating, um, I would counteract that by extreme dieting so that nobody could tell from looking at me how I was suffering. Nobody had any idea what I was doing. That's an addiction. You put a ton of energy into covering up what you're doing. So
Yeah.
no one knows how you're suffering inside. There I was at Harvard, then at medical school. It looked like I was so successful, but inside I was getting more and more miserable, and the behaviors were getting more and more bizarre as I had to keep covering it up. And that's what I just I just describe all of that.
Yeah.
Like you're actually with me on the binges, to feel all that uncontrollable feeling that the person has.
Yeah. And there's a lot that goes with that, like the body dysmorphia and the mental challenges that come with it. There's a lot to really uncover there.
Interesting thing is that I don't think I had so much body dysmorphia. Like, I think I pretty much had a sense of where I was at, but that didn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a desperate search to fill myself up.
Yeah, you need to nourish, but you didn't know with what and why it was.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that makes so much sense, actually. Yeah.
Exactly.
And so that was like the raw, messy, some of the messy versions. How did you pivot from that into how do I fill this void? How does this look different?
Right.
Yeah.
I I actually, between my first and second year of medical school, and of course I was studying to be a psychiatrist, and of course, like my expertise at Harvard was research on eating disorders.
Oh, yes, of course it was.
Yeah. So there I was studying to be a psychiatrist, and I went to Israel for my 6 week break between my first and second year of medical school. And I started searching like spiritually. Actually, I went to a psychiatrist. He happened to be a Japanese psychiatrist who was treating like the medical students that had issues. And he was the first person I told everything I was doing. And he actually said to me, I think this summer when you go to Israel, I really feel like you're looking for something spiritual, and I think that's going to help you. It was like such a strange response. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
And it's true, though. What happened is I actually met with really great rabbis, learned about my heritage and my roots in a way that I had no idea about all the spirituality involved.
Yeah.
And I began to learn about like deep mystical concepts. And the basis of all of these concepts was gratitude.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
that's what was missing from my life. And that changed everything. The world was so gray beforehand. I did not want to live anymore. With all this potential to become a psychiatrist, and yet I didn't even want to go on. Makes almost no sense to other people to hear that, but I couldn't live without meaning. So
Yeah.
when I understood the meaning, when
Yeah.
I got that the purpose of life is to experience the greatest pleasure possible,
Yeah.
and what is that pleasure? It's the pleasure that comes from gratitude. The world, which was so gray, the colors came back like in The Wizard of Oz. That's what it
Yeah.
was like. So it was the beginning of the transformation of learning what fills the emptiness.
So, and
Yeah.
you talk about gratitude and how it brings the colors back to life, and I think gratitude is such an amazing, inspiring subject, but I really want to kind of shed some light on, your perception of gratitude versus bypassing, right?
What do you mean by passing?
So, like the difference between forced gratitude and embodiment.
Oh, forced gratitude.
Yeah,
There's there's two aspects to gratitude.
right.
One is just the feeling of appreciation, of valuing all the things in your life, everything that you have. The second part is expressing it.
Hmm.
You can have one form of gratitude without the other. It, um, Many people, but you got to say thank you, like being forced to say thank you, if that's what you're referring to.
Well, no,
There's no,
I
oh,
mean even
no.
people like that that's that practice, gratitude and they're like, "Oh, you have to have gratitude." But how does someone feel gratitude when they don't want to without bypassing? That's the part that can feel forced.
Without bypassing the feeling?
Yeah, without bypassing or covering up the fact that they're still in pain. Like, can you hold space for
Ah,
gratitude while you're still in grief and anger and resentment and all the things? Like, that is the difference I'm
oh,
talking about.
wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful question. Yes, that's it. I think maybe does this give an example? Tell me about this. Okay.
Okay, okay,
There's a man on a roof and he is ready to jump.
okay.
And a lady across the way, she sees him and she says, "Whatever you do, don't jump." And he says, "Why not?" And she says, "I'm sure you're in a ton of pain right now. I am sure if you came up here, your life is filled with problems. What if, in addition to all your problems, what if you were also blind? And what if right now you were given the gift of sight? Would you still want to jump right now?" And he says, "No, of course not." And she says, "Please take the gift of sight right now because you have been blind. Even though you are in loads of pain right now, you still have so many things to be grateful for in your life.
Mhm.
If you can open your eyes and see those things right now, that's all of us, every single one of us. We can focus on all the miserable things happening to us right now, or we can focus on the blessings. It's a question of training the brain to scan for positive patterns.
Yeah,
We actually need to retrain our brains to do that because all of us could be miserable right now,
yeah,
or we could be grateful.
yeah. So you're saying, based on your perception, that it's not bypassing as much as it's a redirection.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
And the more we fill up on gratitude, the less space we have for the misery. I mean,
Okay.
we all have reasons to be miserable.
Hmm.
Every minute we could do it. Each moment we have that option to choose. Do we, because any moment that we spend being grateful is a moment we're not spending being miserable.
Yeah,
E-
that's so true.
Every single moment. So, and then we could say, "Oh, I'm disappointed, that miserable. That's again a trick happening. No, just be grateful for any moment that you are feeling grateful. Be grateful for any moment, one moment in the day. If you're not used to it, it feels weird
Yeah.
because
Yeah, it is a practice for sure.
yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. And so you also created something called the pleasure ladder.
Yeah. So I didn't create it. I was sharing it.
Oh,
This
okay.
yeah, this pleasure ladder, like on my website, I detail what the 5 levels of the pleasure ladder are.
Okay.
Um, but this is it simply. And in you, I mean, what I'm saying is people could, oh, I'd have to give you the link if anybody wants to download it, because I don't know if somebody hacked in and they started downloading millions of copies. So now I can just give it to you if you want to put it up on in the show notes or something.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that'd be great.
yeah, but this is the basic thing. That great rabbi that I met that summer, he's no longer alive, but he was a genius and he was able to extract this from ancient mystical teachings that there are 5 levels to the pleasure ladder, which correspond to our 5 fingers, because it's in our hands, this ability to experience pleasure this very moment.
Yeah.
And and it also corresponds to the 5 levels of the human soul. The lowest level of the soul is the part of the soul that is connected to the body.
Hmm.
So it's all the pleasures that we experience with our 5 senses. It's all the natural sensual pleasures in life. Um, the 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 natural food, spending time in nature, moving our bodies, music, all these things and many more. When we experience these natural pleasures with gratitude, then that's how we climb to the first level of pleasure.
Okay.
And if you want, I can explain the other levels. Each this is all
Yeah, go for it. We've got time. Go for it.
okay, great. The second level is love. And what's so funny about that is we think love is dependent on somebody else. How could we? Because all these things we have in our own hands, these are ways to bring pleasure into our lives at any moment, totally empowering.
Yeah.
So how could love fit in? Because the ancient mystical definition of love is, what do you value about another's spirit? What do you appreciate about someone else? And that you could do without them being with you. They don't have to be physically present with you.
Right.
Like in jail, a person could think of a grandmother that was kind to them and and be uplifted and inspired to be better and feel joy. You can bring it into your life at any point. When a person's in addiction, um, they feel a lack of connection, disconnected, alienated,
Yes.
estranged,
Yes.
totally self-centered too, just
Hmm.
focused on oneself. And so this each of these levels brings a greater level of connection and a more lasting pleasure. Here we're connecting to like an orange, you
Hmm.
know, how
Hmm.
amazing an orange is. Like, it's an incredible gift if you think about it mindfully. Like, um, you know how the fruit are green, they're protected on the trees until they're ready for us, and then they become the most vivid color when they're ripe, and they're calling to us, we're ready, because then they're a pleasure to look at, they smell beautiful. And when you peel off the wrapper that they're in for months, protecting the sweet juiciness, then you experience the wonderful taste, which is also good for your body. And then you're left with the seeds, which
More.
have the potential
Yeah.
to become infinite more oranges, trees and
Yeah.
oranges, So every natural gift to us is just packed with infinite, infinite love and infinite wisdom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so love moving up. And then the third level is meaning, doing something good and meaningful. This is why, like we say, when a person is depressed or anxious, you know, spend time in nature, be with other people, volunteer. But this explains why it works, because it actually fills your soul.
Yeah.
Um, being grateful for the natural things, being grateful for another person, being grateful that you can give back in the world. So, when I was on another show, the host said that he was feeling lonely and miserable, and he brought a whole pizza pie, and he ate two slices, and he's about to plow through the whole pizza pie by himself when there's a knock at the door, and his neighbor needs him to help push some furniture, something. When he comes back into his apartment 2 minutes later, he's not interested in eating the pizza anymore. He can put it in the fridge for another day. Why? Because he filled up. He
Mhm.
he connected, he gave of himself to another. And it's when we are overeating or engaging in other addictive behaviors, it's because we want lasting pleasure. It's not that we need the whole container of ice cream. It's that
We're
we
needing connection.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And this shows you how to get it shows you that there's an abundance of ways to bring connection into your life this moment,
Hmm.
because why do we eat the whole box of cookies or the whole bag of potato chips? Because of a feeling of scarcity of pleasure in our lives.
Hmm.
But the truth is there's an abundance. And then going up creativity, that's surprising. But when we're being creative, like we go into a zone where where we're beyond time. We don't we When we're unaware of time, we don't feel like eating or sleeping. We're in this creative zone. It's so high.
Yeah.
It's like such a great high. It's And we're so grateful. When we do it with gratitude, it takes the ego out of it. It
Hmm.
takes away the fear of failure and creativity. We're just channeling that energy of the universe. So we're just this channel, and it feels so good to have that unique part of us being brought into the world. We're so grateful to do that. The highest level is transcendence. That's recognizing that we're all one. It's all one energy source, and all of us are channeling the energy between us.
Yeah.
And that's the highest, because complete connection, like you say, we're so grateful to be a part of the greater universe and to be really all one soul.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, Stephanie here. For those of you seeking intuitive insight, April provides private psychic medium readings. These sessions are designed to bring clarity and direction across areas like money, career, relationships, family dynamics, spiritual evolution, and emotional well being. If you're ready for deeper, more personalized support, April offers private one on one coaching for those navigating grief, trauma, and the complexities of toxic relationship recovery. You can schedule a discovery call using the links below to ensure it's a comfortable fit. You'll find all booking links in the show notes. As always, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. I love that place of transcendence, like you said, where I'm going to say we remember our truth
Yes,
and our place among the, the greatness of the universe. So I think it's a good place to be.
yes, exactly. And that is our essence.
Yeah.
Our essence is that we're all spirits, we're all souls clothed in bodies that look separate. And that's how we have to be here in this physical world. We were put in this amazing garden.
Yeah.
But who we really are in our essence are the most amazing souls, each of us with our own beautiful light.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Bracha, I want to backtrack a little bit because we started off talking about your 45 children's books, but I want to kind of revisit that topic because that's a pretty big feat of yours. So, like, I want to talk about that. And when did you write your first one? And you also talk about there were two books you talked about specifically, Happiness Box and The Mother Who Always Said Yes. And I definitely want to hear about those.
Yeah, okay, great. The first book I wrote when I had two little children, I think three little children, and they were all playing outside nicely. So I wrote down my first book on like loose leaf paper. I stuffed it in an envelope and mailed it to the United States, to a few publishers. I was living in Israel, and I got back a letter like 6 weeks later that the book was accepted. That was my first book. I had never typed it up or anything. And it was but it gave me the confidence. Yes, I can write children's books. So that's what I kept doing. Um, I guess I've written, I don't know, a couple of books a year, things like that. And my newest books, yeah, the Mother Who Always Said Yes. This is a really funny book.
Oh, that looks cute.
Yeah, it's a riot. This book, okay, it was inspired by one of my granddaughters, and one day we were hanging out, and she says to her mother, "Can I have some candy?" And her mother said no, and she turns to me and she goes, "When I'm a mother, I'm gonna always say yes." I'm like, whoa, okay, let's see how that plays out.
Yeah.
So I just did the fantasy. And throughout the whole book, the mother is just always saying yes. If their rooms get too crowded, they can fill up more space and leave their things all over the place. No matter what things cost and no matter the mess, they can just keep going. I'll always say yes. Well, things get more and more dysfunctional. I don't know if you could see the pictures are phenomenal.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
some of it.
it's
Yeah.
things go wilder and wilder until, but you never hear that there's any problem. The words don't match the pictures, which is so much fun. Children are loving this book. It is like it's a very big seller now. And so they get the message. The book never gives any message to the children at all. At the end, the girl is wondering, how lucky will my children feel? Let me guess. They will always be happy, right? Yes. And you just wonder because you see what happens if you live a life with no limits, no boundaries,
Yeah. No
just getting everything.
rules. No, yeah. No structure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And no gratitude.
Yeah.
No gratitude. So that's the life without gratitude. And then, on contrast to that, is the happiness box.
Okay.
This is a boy who's never happy with anything he gets. His parents get a new washing machine, and he's, "Ugh, I get nothing." So his father gets this idea. The box that the washing machine came in, it's a happiness box. You could only think happy thoughts in it. He's like, oh gosh, how am I going to do that? He goes in the box, he gives it a try, he starts practicing, he's giggling away, he gets the idea, and then he just keeps going back in the box whenever he's miserable. One day, he's not near the box and he's miserable. What am I going to do? How am I going to get happy now? And that's when he realizes there's always a box, and we all have a box,
Yeah.
and you can always go inside of it. But you can practice in a cardboard box first. So that's what children do. They make happiness boxes and they practice in there. Um, but for us, we can also rewire our brain because of neuroplasticity at any age. It, it, when you ride in a car on roads that haven't been traveled on, it's very rocky and gravelly and weird. But as you create the grooves, it gets easier and easier. So we just have to create those we don't have to. If we want to, we can create the neural
We get
pathways.
to. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
get
get
to.
to, exactly.
Yeah.
And these neural pathways turn our brains into gratitude brains. We actually, our brains are muscles. And the more we exercise these gratitude muscles, it gets easier and easier to practice gratitude.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you talked about the happiness box and how like when we're kids, we have to practice in the box and then we go, "Oh, but do I actually need the physical box? Like I can take this with me and practice this, like imagine this everywhere." And I kind of want to touch base on the difference between like the way kids understand joy and the way that alters through adulthood and how to like find your way back to that.
Yes, exactly. I learned that it takes 400 repetitions to develop a new habit.
Okay, I'm writing this
400.
down. Hold on.
Yeah,
You said 400.
400 repetitions to develop a new habit. But
Okay.
like you said, if you do it playfully,
Yeah.
joyfully, 10 to 20 repetitions and you've got a new habit down. That's
Okay.
a huge difference. So that's the
Yeah,
answer.
that cuts it down like greatly. Like that's a huge impact.
Yeah, we the more if and gratitude, it feels weird, but if we
Mm-hmm.
do it playfully and don't feel obligated to be grateful, just play around with it, and that's how you metamorphosize. That's how you transform into a more grateful person. Just play with it. Just joyfully try it out. Can I be grateful for this raisin? Can I be grateful for my fingernails, for this pen? You play around with it. It feels really goofy at first, but you get you get more joyful doing it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, and also this is another really in we have like 60,000 thoughts a day.
Okay.
And over let me see, I wrote it down. Over 80% of them are negative.
Really?
Over 80% of them are negative,
I'm writing this
and
down.
not, yeah, and over 95% of those negative thoughts are the same ones. They're
Okay.
repetitive. Day after day, we just keep having the same negative thoughts. So this is a chance to
Wow.
get unstuck playfully, recognize that this is totally normal. And it's natural to have the negative thoughts. In fact, do I have it here? I wrote a book for children. Uh, Here it is, 1 minute.
Sure.
It's called Don't Read This Book. And it teaches children about that negative voice in their head.
Mm-hmm.
And once you recognize that we have this negative voice all the time, you can just by recognizing it, you've mainly overpowered it. That's the major step. Recognizing it's that voice talking
Yeah.
to you,
Yeah.
trying to get you miserable. And guess what? It took me 30 years to write this book
Yeah.
because I didn't have the wisdom to end the book. And that's the surprise ending, which I did not realize. That that nasty nagger in your head, it's really a gift. It's really a personal trainer. It really doesn't want you to listen. It wants you to put, oh, here, where is my, it's, I don't have it. Okay, it's a barbell. It's like it wants to push, it wants you to push it off and grow your gratitude muscles. It weighs down on you. All these negative thoughts, it's really training you to push it off and say, oh, you're getting me. What does it do all the time? It gets you to focus on what you're missing, what you're lacking in life.
Mm-hmm.
And you go, oh my gosh, I'm so focused on what I'm lacking. That's you. That's that voice. I'm going to push it off and focus on what I already have.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
each of us has an abundance of things to be grateful for, no
Well,
matter what.
yeah, and it's fascinating that you said, it is. it's an important voice, whether we consider it negative or not. It is because it is the thing that fuels your change. It is very needed.
Yes, yes. And it's there for your protection too.
Yeah,
It's not like we can disregard it all the time. I
right.
mean, the reason we develop the pain, we need to feel pain. We have to remove ourselves from painful situations. It's an
Yeah,
important thing to feel.
yeah,
But we sometimes, as we get older, we 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 lose that flexibility in life to be able to return to the joy. The joy is our nature, joy is our essence.
right.
Actually, infinite joy is our essence. To return to that and be able to shine again, we've created so many blockages, all
Yeah,
the clouds over the beautiful star within us, so as we as we nourish our souls, as we fuel our souls, it melts away the clouds. And sometimes we need help from others to help remove the clouds in
yeah,
addition.
yeah. Good stuff. And I'm very excited about you writing 45 books. That's such a big accomplishment. That is,
Thank
and I'm
you.
inspired because I'm actually I'm trying to write some books of my own, and I've gotten pretty not very far. I've not gotten very far, but I've started three. I finished none. I did actually want to do one child's book, but I never really thought much past that. But yeah, one of
So
these
let me
days.
so let me tell you, this is what I tell so many people. I love helping people with this. Only play with it. Don't take it seriously. Just do it playfully. Take away the pressure. It takes away the ego issues. You're just playing. And do it in your spare time if you have
Yeah.
any. Okay, like I used to write, like when I wasn't driving and I was a passenger in the car, just like when I have some time on an
Mhm.
airplane, whatever, um, just play around with it when you've got nothing else really important to do. So it doesn't matter what you do, you can cross out everything, say, I'm just playing. And that helps the right brain, the right hemisphere to flow more easily too.
Yeah.
No pressure, just like there's no pressure to fall asleep at night. You're just relaxing, you're just resting, and that's the way to go. So I hope I'm going to hear from you that you're actually going to do these books and with joy and gratitude. Yeah.
Yes, and also, I'm just going to say that piece of advice that you just shared happens to be very similar to one of the greatest pieces of writing advice I've ever heard, which was write the book like no one in the world's going to even fucking read it.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
just like
yes,
full raw, all the things, like no one's even going to look
yes,
at it and write like
yes,
that. And I love that because
yes,
that's exactly, it kind of mirrors what you're talking about right now.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Good stuff. So, Bracha, is there anything else that we didn't talk about that we need to go over before we end our time together?
I'll say, I heard this quote like a few weeks ago, and I'm loving it. I just keep repeating it.
Okay.
The number of good things in your life depends on your ability to notice them. That is so
Yeah.
simple
Yeah.
and so deep.
Yeah. I
The
love it though.
number of good things in your life depends on your ability to notice them. Wow.
Which makes it makes you sit and go, do I have tunnel vision? And do I need to expand that? Right? Like, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it does. Yeah. Wow. I love that. It's pretty powerful stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Braca, the fastest way for somebody to find you or your children's books, and it will be in the show notes, but if you want to go ahead and let our audience know.
Yeah, my children created the most amazing website, so they'll love if you visit it. It's called Growing Impact Publications. So
Okay.
that's where to find all the books. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Braca, if you want to hold right here for a second, I have to read something real quick and then we'll just say our goodbyes. So give me 1 second. Um,
sure.
hey guys, thanks for tuning in. For those of you that are seeking intuitive insight, I do provide private psychic medium readings. These sessions are designed to bring clarity and direction across areas like money, career, relationships, family dynamics, spiritual evolution, and emotional well-being. If you are ready for deeper, more personalized support, I offer private one-on-one coaching for those navigating grief, trauma, and the complexities of toxic relationship recovery. You can schedule a discovery call using the links provided to ensure it's a comfortable fit, and you will find the booking links in the show notes. So, Bracha, this is where we're going to thank you for your time with me today. It has been an absolute pleasure to sit here and talk to you about your big accomplishments. I'm very, very inspired, and I love this. I love these topics. These topics light me up. So, thank you for that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, April, for all you're doing to light up people's lives, to own their essence, to own their wonderful essence. Thank you.
Well, thank you. So, if you want to help me tell the audience goodbye, we're just going to do that right here. Bye, you guys.
Bye-bye.
See you next time. Thank you for joining Own Your Essence. I am beyond grateful to our guests for sharing their wisdom and to you, our listeners, for being part of this journey toward healing and empowerment. If today's conversation resonated with you, please feel free to subscribe, leave a review, and share this space with others who might need it. If you have questions, topic ideas, want to be a guest, or would like to work with me privately, send an email. I'd love to hear from you.